So, as I think I've told some of you, the company I've worked for is trying to improve the relations with the indigenous community, probably as a way to try to get some of the government funding they receive. But, anyways, as part of this, they're doing like a goodwill push. So, for those of you who don't know, like half of Manitoba has currently burned down, and a lot of people from northern Manitoba have been evacuated, and they're just kind of filling up the hotels, and a bunch of places in Winnipeg have been turned into shelters. So, the company said, well, we're going to get employees to volunteer, and the employees who volunteer are going to get sent to the shelters for a week to help out. I think the idea being it's summer, we don't have as much work, and we can like spin this in advertising, or if we're dealing with, I don't know, First Nations groups in the future and trying to sell them stuff. But anyway, so I volunteered for a week, which frankly, I mean, I was kind of okay with it because I thought it might be an interesting experience. It is helping people out that are in a rough spot. Anyways, I might talk about that more in the future. But specifically, what I'm talking about is so one day I went in and they had gotten a bunch of fresh fruit for the evacuees, you know, apples, oranges, bananas, that kind of thing. And the evacuees like loved it. They went crazy over it. They were just wolfing down the apples and oranges and bananas, and they seemed really happy to have them, as opposed to a lot of the prepackaged, processed stuff they were eating. So they were eating a whole bunch of them, and I come in the next day, and all the fruit is gone. I'm like, oh, do we need to buy some more? And they're like, no, we can't. We can't give out fruit. I'm like, what? Why can't we give out fruit? And they go, well, it's raw food. And I'm like, what do you mean it's raw food? Well, it's raw food, and none of us have our food handling certificate. And like, wait, you need a license? Is this the UK? Got a license for that apple, mate? Like, you got to have a license to give out apples. And they're like, well, they might rub it up against some like feces or something when they're like gonna eat it. And I'm like, but that's true for anything. Like, so they go, no, apples are like a clear and present health danger. So instead, what we're giving out is, you know, those horrible fruit cups with the like cut up fruit that's just soaked in sugar and syrup, and it's just disgusting. That's what we're giving out. So apple's bad, orange is bad, banana's bad, but fruit cups are good. And a lot of these people have diabetes. A lot of them are in wheelchairs. Their legs have fallen off from it. So, to try to make things more safe, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, the diabetic people can't have fresh fruit. Instead, they have to eat like barely real fruit floating in sugar syrup, and that's healthy, and that's healthy and that's good. But we can't have them having other stuff. And so I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I have never actually heard of someone getting sick, like germs from eating an apple. And I was thinking about it, and I looked it up, and it's like it is very difficult. Apples are waterproof. Keep in mind, like you can wash one. It's not like the juices are constantly leaking out. Also, it's kind of waxy and smooth. My understanding is it's hard for germs to even adhere to one. And I remember like during COVID, I don't even recall anyone saying apples are a danger. And as for oranges, oranges come in a peel. How can it be like they until you open the orange, the insides aren't even touched. Like it could fall in a puddle of something, and as so long as you rinse it off and open it like safely, it'd be fine. And bananas like don't even make contact with anything other than your mouth once you open them. But that stuff is dangerous. That had to be taken away because people didn't have their food handling certificate. And this is just kind of like, I know this is more kind of basic conservative stuff, but I remember growing up, whenever we would have sporting events or scouts or anything, it was very common to just bring a big like bag or basket of apples, and everyone would just chow down on them. It's kind of, in Canada at least, kind of the ubiquitous snack food. Like, it's something that everybody will put out. A lot of workplaces will put it out. Actually, my workplace used to put them out, but they were removed for the same reason, because it's a raw food item, and the admin who put them out didn't have their food handling certificate, so it was deemed dangerous to eat apples. But yeah, growing up, I remember I used to be in scouts. We had Apple Day where we would like sell apples and stuff like that. I guess we were like a menace to society. But that was just kind of how it was back then. Or if you go to a soccer, like soccer or baseball, they'd have orange slices for the kids. But you can't do that anymore. So what we need to do in order to combat obesity and make kids healthier is take away the apples and oranges. And if there's, God forbid, if there's carrot sticks, we got to take those away. If there's carrot sticks or celery, and give them fruit cups, and I guess potato chips and candy, because that stuff is safe because it's processed, it's cooked, and it's in a package. And we all know if you open something in a package, that doesn't mean that means that it can't get germs on it, even though that's basically how oranges work. So anyway, so they're just like, no, you can't have fresh fruit anymore. Screw you. We know you've been through a traumatic experience, but this is more dangerous somehow. The apple is more dangerous, I don't know, than the smoke. So that is just kind of where we are. We live in a society where where apples and oranges are a public health risk. So it's kind of a clown worldish thing. So maybe I'll tell some other stories at some point. It's kind of interesting. Some of it, from what my like the internal communications we've got is, it seems like it might actually be helping a bit with some of the bands or the chiefs. So we might actually wind up getting some indirect government contracts through this. So that might be good. I mean, like, at the end of the day, you got to hustle, you got to do the grift. And if somebody's putting up money and it's easy to manipulate them into giving you a contract, I mean, you might as well. You get your tax dollars back some way. Anyways, guys, God bless, and I'll talk to you later.